workout with Walking Man Walks. Starting with our pull-ups today. Set a goal of 10 super chats. Nobody's here yet, but anybody wants to send a super chat, it's much appreciated. Three people watching. How's it going? Legs, some lunges. All right, 17 people watching. How's everybody doing? Subscribe if you're new. Start out with pull-ups today. Set of 8 and a set of 5. Hello, what's up? Sorry for all caps, that's okay. Had your caps lock on. Guilty of that sometimes. Happy Martin Luther King Day in the US. Although it's Tuesday here. Clayton, yeah. If you're new, Clayton, subscribe. Like, share, all that good stuff. It's a beautiful sunny day today in the Philippines. Good morning for a workout. Just subscribed. All right, Clayton. Thank you, man. Are you working out? Just watching? This channel's not all about working out. We just talk about anything. If you see my super chats or ask me anything. Where are you from, Clayton? Okay, step 2. I hate working legs, but it's probably the most essential thing to work out when you're over 50. Yeah, I live in the U.S. most of the year, but I spend my winters in the Philippines. That's where I am right now. Colorado in the U.S. I figured from your name, Clayton, you were from the U.S. I was just wondering what part. Not that there's not Claytons like in England and stuff, but I don't know. Just seems like a U.S. name. So yeah, I spend my winters here in the Philippines. I have a fiance here and a little baby. I started coming here in 2019. Just a little backstory. I'm a federal worker. I'm a BLM ranger, so I'm what they call career seasonal or permanent seasonal. I get furloughed every winter, but yeah, so I could always have warm weather. And the funny thing is I used to be a ski patroller and even an ice climber for a while and that kind of thing. You know, living in Colorado. I went to college in Colorado. From New York originally, Long Island, New York. But yeah, so I get furloughed in the winter. It's lucky and it's not lucky. Like, I keep all my benefits all winter and stuff, but you know, like say my health benefit, I don't get paid while I'm furloughed, just like any other furlough, but I still have to pay like my health care, you know. So you have to really budget your money well to do what I do. But it's completely worth it. And that's why, getting back to the reason I originally started coming to the Philippines, I used to go to like South America and stuff a lot. And South America started getting expensive. Costa Rica, Central America, Mexico. So I started coming here in 2019, and here it's really inexpensive to live for the winter. Like I've done a couple walkthrough videos of where I'm living now. It's a pretty big place, right on the water. Stick around for a second. After this set, I'll show you the backyard. It's basically the Western Philippines Ocean, or the South China Sea, they call it. Oh. Just lost my balance. That's one thing doing lunges and stuff really help you with, is your balance. But once in a while you can get off balance too. So I pay about $200 a month for this place. And this big ship's been anchored there since yesterday. Some kind of tanker, probably Chinese. But But yeah, that's the backyard. Could go kayaking out there. Could go snorkeling. There's reefs, all kinds of fish. In fact, I buy fish from my neighbors sometimes, who are all fishermen. You saw the fishing boats out there. Get fresh fish pretty easily here. It's a lot different than the US. Hi, Guy Tao Facile. How are you? Yeah, I know, it's beautiful. It's warm water, it's clean for the most part. There is an issue with locals throwing their plastic in the ocean here, I don't know. I just read an article recently, and I think it's getting better, that the Philippines, Philippines is 7,000 islands, so that's one reason for what I'm about to tell you, but they are responsible for a third of the plastic in the ocean, and the population's like, I don't even know, 1/100th of the population of the world. They're very uneducated here about throwing trash in the ocean. Last time I mentioned that on my channel, some Filipinos commented, I got some pushback, like, well, people are dirty everywhere and stuff. But they are particularly bad about trash here. I watched my neighbor a few weeks ago. He's even a fisherman, he's a nice guy, I'm friends with him. But he threw a bag, it's just a couple of windows down there out the back. He threw a plastic bag of garbage out his window. And I went out there, walked around down to the beach there, and I was like, hey, is this your garbage? And he's like, oh yeah, give it back to me. He was embarrassed, but born in Ohio. We're in Ohio. One of my best friends ever was from the Dayton area. He died in a kayaking accident, unfortunately, but he was a great guy. Okay, now kettlebell swings, my next exercise. This is kind of a compound exercise. Shoulders mostly, but you can see I bend the legs on the way down and up, so it kind of works the whole body. Good exercise. I try to focus on a lot of compound exercises, which, if you don't know what they are, they're like squats, Georgia buckle, $10. $10 super chat. Georgia Buchta, Bukta. George Bukta. Sorry, George. Sometimes it's hard to read on the phone. I should get like a tablet or something. Yeah, so if you guys are new, go to subscribe. I just, like, if you just got on, I spend my winters in the Philippines. My summers, I'm a ranger in the US, in Colorado. But I love whitewater kayaking. So I just did some kayaking here. I went up to the mountains, to the King River. I just did a video on it, so if you're interested in that, seeing how beautiful some of the rivers are here and stuff. Obviously the ocean's beautiful. Also I did one, me and my little family went to a waterfall a couple weeks ago. Those are like, pre-recorded videos. I just do the live streams while I'm working out, mostly because I find working out kind of boring, but I love working out, and it's nice to chat with people. Maybe I could motivate some people to get out there and work out as well. really set my reps. I just go till it hurts usually. Failure. One person left. Go ahead and subscribe, guys, if you want to help out my channel. Support me a little. It goes a long way here in the Philippines. I have super chat set up. I also, there's a buy me a coffee, if you don't know what that is. It's a separate deal where I have other stuff on there, like pictures and videos and stuff, and some essays I wrote. But you can buy me a coffee for $5 and get access to that. And access to me too, if you want to chat on WhatsApp or whatever. That's more for like guys who are coming to the Philippines. I've been coming here since 2019. So if you want advice on plane tickets, places to stay, places to go, dating Filipinos. I'm engaged to one, so I know quite a bit about that, but Filipinos are like they're some of the best girlfriends you could have. They take care of you. They're very traditional, they like their man or their woman. Go to the Philippines, spend my seed and leave. You can do that if you want. I mean, there's girls here that want to get pregnant from an American or a white guy, and it's not just because they think that you have money, which they do all think you have money, even if you're like just middle class like me. But they just admire the way we look and fair skin and fair eyes. So like if they get pregnant by a Westerner, their baby, and it's not right in any way, I don't think that their baby almost has a leg up here if you look like a foreigner, They really revere foreigners here. And just out of pure, superficial reasons, they're just like the way we look. And they like tallness, I'm only 5'9", I'm considered pretty tall here. Let's get on the old shoulders. Yeah, you could certainly come here and spread your seed. Many willing participants. Is there a YouTube channel to teach you? I don't know. I get my kettlebell workouts just from more like the standard muscle and fitness web pages and stuff. That's where I get my various exercises. I've watched some YouTube videos on kettlebell workouts, like a 30-minute kettlebell workout, but it's all mostly the same exercises. That exercise I just did is a really popular one, and then this one I'm about to do is a popular one. Yes, any workout you do is good for losing weight, but the number one way to lose weight is putting yourself at a calorie deficit. And I would say, as long as your doctor checks you out, a great way to lose weight is to do some intermittent fasting, like after dinner, don't eat anything. Say you have dinner at 6 o'clock, 6 to 7. From 7 to noon the next day, don't eat anything. And it sounds hard, but it gets easier as you do it, especially if you occupy your time with other things. And just do that, and take one day a week and eat normal meals, but do that 6 days a week. but also, you know, curb your snacking. It's not so much what you eat, it's the times that you eat, I think. But it also matters, you know. This is another popular kettlebell exercise that's a compound. But it also matters when you eat. I mean, what you eat, but when you eat is most important. Like, I'm in my mid-50s, so, you know, as you guys all know, the older you get, the harder it is to keep weight off. I used to think back in my 20s, and I used to eat a pint of Ben & Jerry's every other night before bed, yeah? And I was ripped. But I also was doing, you know, I wasn't working out as much, but kayaking every day, skiing, running. And I just had physical jobs, you know. I worked as a whitewater raft guy in the summer, and then I would work like construction in the fall and spring, and in the winter I would ski patrol or ski instruct or work at ski areas because I love skiing. But then I would be skiing all the time too, you know, which is great exercise. But any exercise can work out the whole body. If you're 300 pounds, depending on how tall you are, it should be really easy for you to lose, you know, the first 50 pounds, I would say, will come off no problem if you follow that intermittent fasting diet I told you about and work out. Like, I only work out 3 times a week. You know, if I wasn't doing a live stream at the time, it'd be like 40 minutes, but it ends up being like an hour because I talk so much. But yeah, like I said, it's not so much what you eat, it's when you eat. But it is what you eat too. You know, you want to focus more on eating proteins, eggs. Eggs aren't as bad for you as they've, you know, always said they are. Like, I eat 3 to 4 eggs a day. Chicken, you know, red meat maybe once or twice a week. Some pork's okay. What you want to avoid is all those cakes and breads we eat in the US. Like, I love me a good bagel. But I know when I'm back home, if I eat a bagel every morning for breakfast, I'm gonna feel it and notice the weight going on, you know? But basically these days, the last few years, I've just cut out breakfast. And you should try to do that. Like I said, if you fast through the night, what happens is, you know, you're doing about a 16 or 18 hour fast. By the time you get to those 16 or 18 hours, the last couple hours, your body's starting to use your body fat to survive off of. And not just, you know, if you eat three meals a day, snacks in between, then your body's only ever going to use that as fuel, what you're eating. So this is a simplified way of saying it. But if you do that 16 to 18 hour fast every day, your body's going to start eating your own fat, especially visceral fat, you know, the fat that they talk about being around your organs and stuff like that. Hello, Alexandra. Alexandra, that's my daughter's name. Yeah, really. She's 5 months old. Yeah, so Simply Social. Keep in touch and go to subscribe, but let me know if you do that intermittent fasting. Let me know how it goes. I'm really curious. Okay, now I'm gonna do some. So I only have the one kettlebell and I gotta see my pull-up bar that I made myself a few weeks ago. This is the poor man's gym. So when I do my dips, when I used to go to the gym, I had a nice dip machine. Dips are one of my favorite exercises. But not to do them, I just do it between two chairs. So, dips like those actually really focus on your triceps. Some dips, if you lean forward, work your chest more, but I always say my favorite muscle work is my triceps. I don't know why. Always has been. Hey David, you're back. How's it going, man? Good to see you again. How's your weekend? Or I guess it's Monday. It's Tuesday morning here in the Philippines. If you guys are new, go ahead and subscribe. I just dropped my kayaking video this week. If you go to my videos, you can watch that. It's kind of cool. If you don't like kayaking, you might find it boring, but it's pretty where I was on the Karen King River. Thank you, David. How's it going? Yeah, you're back. What's up? What's new in your world? Okay. Another set of dips. Closer. 4 people now. Only 1 minute left on my super chat goal. I got 1 super chat the other day. It's okay though, just subscribe, like, share. That's enough. And come back in a couple days. So, a little more than halfway through the workout now. So, we've got a ways to go yet. Glad to see everybody back. You came back, and welcome new people. You guys feel free to ask me any questions you have. I'm gonna reset my super chat for another 30 minutes, you never know. Five likes, all right. 1 gift, thank you, David. I think that was you, right? Oh, does it reset automatically? All right, 5 people. Let's go. Last set of dips. Got another trip planned for the mountains on the weekend of February 7th. Be making another video. I think I'm gonna hike up the river that I went kayaking. I'm gonna hike way up there and see if I can find more waterfalls and rapids. But I'm gonna try and film it. Thank you, David. Appreciate it. Alright, 3 sets. So you guys want to help out the channel, go watch some of my other videos. That'd be a great help for me. And comment on them. And share them with your friends too. So, I know I was talking football lover, I don't think he's here today, but about that, watching that Broncos game. I ended up I watched some of it and I listened to it on the radio because I was driving, but that was a really good game. I don't know if you guys watch football, but I'm originally a New York Giants fan, so I grew up there in New York, but my adopted state is Colorado. So I'm a Giants fan first. When they're out, I'm a Broncos fan. You know, some people call that a fair weather fan. Yeah, you watch it, David? It's a good game, right? And I watched the Patriots game. Well, some of the Patriots game, that was a blowout. But growing up in New York, I kind of hate the Patriots. But I appreciate the Tom Brady years, for sure. This is called upright rows. Perfect for a kettlebell. Work your trapezius muscle. And basically your upper back. And your shoulders too. Yeah, I'm looking forward to although the Broncos quarterback got hurt, Bo Nix, I'm looking forward to is it the Patriots and Broncos? Yeah, the Patriots and Broncos next, although I think the Broncos are probably going to lose this one. But I think it is a home game for them. So we'll see. Yeah, Bo Nix broke a bone in his ankle on like the last play in overtime or something. But their defense, and so is New England's. See, you always hear coaches say defenses win championships. They both have really good defenses. Okay, next set, upright rows. Here we go. So guys, comment what motivates you to want to work out, if you want to work out. I mean, I assume some of you guys are watching this because you want to get into shape, work out. Maybe just like hearing me talk, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of that too. I actually had a radio show in college in Gunnison, Colorado back in the mid-90s. Where I had a Friday night radio show, and people would call in and say they liked my voice on the radio and stuff. That's part of the reason I started this channel, I guess. I guess because part of the reason I wasn't afraid to start this channel. Like, you know, a lot of people don't want to start YouTube channels because, you know, they're embarrassed of the way they look, or, you know, they don't want to face this channel because they don't want to be seen, or they don't like their voice, or, you know. Okay, last set. Then I'm moving on to the shoulders. David. Man. It's a pretty cool morning here in the Philippines, but I'm starting to get my sweat going now. On a hot morning, I'll be sweating right off the bat. Yeah, that ankle sprain must have hurt, I'm sure. I actually, in high school football, in junior varsity, 10th grade I think, I dislocated my ankle, and that hurt like hell. It hurt for years actually. I don't really feel it much anymore, but like when I was ski patrolling 10 years later, I felt it, you know, especially at the beginning of the season. Some injuries like that. I also had a hernia one time from kayaking, and that hurt for like, I don't know, 10 years probably. You know, once in a while I just get a sharp pain where I got the hernia. So yeah, injuries like that, they don't go away quickly. You might fix them quickly, but they don't go away quickly. Oh, sorry, I gotta leave. Okay. Newbieist, no problem, how are you? You have a good day too? Subscribe, like, share. Okay, shoulder presses. Also, I'm going up. Bye-bye, newbie. Carl, I just vomited. Alright, good job. Also, guys, I'm going up to look at land here in the mountains in the next few days. If any of you guys are interested in seeing any of that, I'll film it. Go ahead and let me know if it's worthwhile. Land in the Philippines is pretty cheap still compared to the US. It varies greatly, but yeah, I'm gonna buy some, stake a plot here in the Philippines. My day's going good, David. How's yours going? So far, it's only Quarter to 9 here. Oh, quarter to 10. It's still pretty early here. A live stream? Why, you're doing a live stream? Oh, a live stream in the mountains? I don't know if I'll have service up there. Plus it would be in the middle of the night for you probably. Pastor Stephen Cook. Is it pink? It's what pink? I'm sure it's some kind of joke, but... Alright, back up to 6 people watching. If you're new, subscribe, like, share, comment, ask me a question, buy a super chat. Get a membership. Join my Buy Me a Coffee. Down to 1. Oh yeah, the sunset is gorgeous. I'll post some pictures of it on my channel if you want. Look at the posts area. Okay, David, see ya. Yeah, Pastor. What? Look. Pastor Stephen Cook. Yeah. Pastor Stephen Cook, yeah. We take pictures of the sunsets all the time because it's right out the back here. It's hard to miss. Alright, did you just get here? I'll show you real quick my backyard, but my neighbor's fishing. So that way, the sunset's right over there. That's due west. Right to the right of that ship that's been anchored out there for a day now. Yeah. The sunsets are awesome. It's pretty much every night. The more clouds there are, the better the sunset is usually. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's nice. Go. There's all kinds of reefs right out there, so there's like deep holes, like you could be standing on the reef and jump in, and it's 20 feet deep, and there's fish and octopus and all kinds of crazy stuff, like fish you see in aquariums, you know, in the US. It's a guy selling something. They go around with bullhorns around here on their scooters, selling all kinds of stuff. Okay guys, I got a few minutes left here. 1 or 2 more exercises. 7 mics, alright. And make sure you subscribe, like, share. A couple more exercises, and then I'm gonna call it a day today. But remember, I'm always back 3 days a week working out. If you're subscribed, YouTube will let you know when I'm live casting, and you could join me. Okay, so I'm gonna always finish up with biceps. That's what I'm gonna do right now. Got to look at yourself in the mirror to make sure your form is good. Want that arm to come all the way down, not rock too much, straight back up. Now I got the sweat going. I have 3 comments, alright. 2 people left watching. Go ahead and subscribe, like, share. Get a super chat if you feel so inclined. Got a super chat on my last live, that was nice. It's always nice to be appreciated. Unfortunately with those super chats, YouTube takes like 30%, so if you send me $10, I get $7. So if you really want to help out the channel, go to my Buy Me a Coffee, linked in the, you know, if you go to my page, it's linked right there. And if you want to donate to the channel, go there. Also, through my Buy Me a Coffee, you can talk to me personally. Like I said, if you're interested in knowing more about the Philippines, travel in the Philippines, want some advice about the Philippines, airline tickets, where to stay, where you can rent a house, how you can rent a house, dating in the Philippines. Sometimes I break my own rules and swing my arms and don't come all the way down. You gotta stay disciplined when you're working out. Good form. My fiance is starting the chores now, she's got the music going over there. Probably can't have that music. What you call it? YouTube's probably gonna unmonetize this video for having commercial music playing in the background, but I don't make any money off my videos anyway, so I don't care. I just do it mostly for fun. I enjoy chatting with people while I'm working out. I don't know what I'm going to do when I join a gym again and I don't do a live every time I work out. It's going to get boring. Maybe I just won't join another gym, but I found a new rental house, and I love this place. You guys saw, you go to my kayak in the Karen King River. I found a rental house right there on the river, which I love the ocean, but I'm more of a mountain man. And you know, it's a little cooler up there, and the biggest thing is it's quiet. There's not loud motorcycles going by. You know, the Philippines are a very social people, so they like to be in all in each other's business. You know, which I don't mind that so much, but just the loudness. You know, karaoke on the weekend, your neighbors will be, you know, and they put it like as loud as they could get it. You know. When I retire here, I'm moving here permanently. When I retire early, I'm planning on teaching online. So I used to be a high school teacher, and I need a kind of quiet place to do that, which is really hard to find. Even my office here, which is relatively quiet. Still have my neighbors outside now. The kids are always out there playing, which I love the kids. You know those potato guns? I used to make them when I was a kid. Somehow these kids discovered potato guns. They're constantly popping those things off. And I live, although I have a nice buffer, the front of my house is on the National Highway, which is the main highway that goes up and down the island of Luzon from Manila, which is 12 hours south of here, all the way to a place called Pagupad, which is the northern end. It's a beautiful beach and stuff. It's only, you know, as a crow flies, like half an hour from Taiwan, you know, across the South China Sea there. But anyway, this is the National Highway. It's basically the only highway that goes all the way from south to north. So this isn't, I lived, you know, mostly I've ended up living close to the National Highway. All 4 places I've rented in the Philippines so far. And, you know, it's always loud. The young guys here love to put giant, you know, really loud mufflers on their mopeds, basically scooters. So they sound like, you know, those big old Harley Davidson's guys ride in the US, where they also like to make them really loud. But the difference here is everybody has a motorcycle. And, you know, 10% of them are guys in their 20s who put really loud because they want all the girls to see them going by or whatever. You know, so it's really annoying for me. Anyway, guys, that's about it for today. Thanks for watching again. If you just showed up, like, subscribe. You'll get in 2 more days, I'll do another workout and I'll live stream it again about the same time. So, see you then.